And welcome to the post-game report. I am the coach Dick Cox, joined by Coach Barry Tony, and we are standing in a historical place. We are in the cockpit, the student section of Williams-Brice Stadium for the University of South Carolina, and we have witnessed, I think, the first I can ever remember coming to South Carolina games for over 40 years, storming of the field by the Gamecock fans tonight. What a historical performance by South Carolina as the Gamecocks come away with a 63-38 win over number 5 ranked Tennessee.
Hey, you're absolutely right, Coach. I tell you what, the Gamecocks play almost a flawless, a perfect game tonight. They certainly got what they deserved, and then on the other hand, the Tennessee Volunteers, they got what they deserved.
Again, this is karma. I really like this, that, Rocky Top, they took the opportunity to storm the field when they beat Alabama earlier this year. Well, they got a little payback tonight. So they got a little humbling, and I think you said Coach Heupel talked about that, though, but they got the field stormed on them by the Gamecocks.
Hey, you're right there. Tennessee got what I call a big slice of humble pie tonight.
All right. Big performance, huge record-setting performance for Spencer Rattler. And I had a chance to ask Spencer, I said, have you been waiting all year for a performance like this? And he said that he had. But Spencer Rattler on the night tonight was, and I'm going to look this up real quick to let you know, he was 30 out of 37 for 438 yards and 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he even had 1 reception on a throwback to the quarterback pattern that DeCarrion Joyner was giving him a hard time about, that he should have scored, and he agreed he cut the wrong way.
Hey, that's right. I tell you what, the night was a fun night for him, and Rattler did an outstanding job. He pretty much had a perfect game there, Coach, with those 6 touchdowns, and he was on target for, I'd say, at least 95% of the time tonight.
Again, threw the ball well, and we got to give credit where credit's due. His offensive line did a great job of giving him protection to throw the ball tonight. And, the thing that was remarkable was that South Carolina had 12 different players have a reception tonight, including Rattler, though. And Barry, it seemed like every time we looked out there were South Carolina players running free. Sometimes he had 2 and 3 wide open receivers. He had a choice of who to throw it to.
Hey, you're right there, Coach. Coming up into the game, we always talk about, Tennessee and, Hooker, and also his receivers getting so wide open and all, but Carolina, they more or less returned the favor tonight.
South Carolina came in the game tonight missing their top 2 running backs. Well, let me give you some other numbers right here. Jaheim Bell, who everyone was up in arms about after the Missouri game, getting 0 touches, had multiple receptions and 1 touchdown receiving, but he carried the ball 17 times for 82 yards. And he said it was just that next man up mentality when I asked him about it tonight, though, that he knew that Marshawn was out and CBS was out, and that somebody had to step up. But what a great job. And at 6'3", about 245 pounds back there, he's a load to bring down.
Hey, you're absolutely right, Coach. Let's give credit, like you said there, not only to the passing attack, but also that rushing attack played a vital role in the victory for the Gamecocks tonight.
And it seemed like, Barry and I were looking, it seemed like, early in the game, like South Carolina's throwing it every down, and they, great, but it was a good balance. I think in the first quarter, South Carolina threw it 12 times and ran it 9 times, though. But, for the people, and I've been guilty too, for the people that have questioned Marcus Satterfield, he put a heck of a game plan, and we talked about this in the press box. The game plan tonight was to get the handball in the hands of the playmakers in open space and let them go.
Hey, you're absolutely right there, Coach. They were short, sharp, crisp passes where, every who received the ball, hey, they end up making the play. They did what I call a yak. They made some yards after the catch.
And, another newcomer to the Gamecocks this year had a monster night, too. and trying to get his stats was Juice Wells, the receiver that transferred in for James Madison. Well, all he did tonight was have 11 receptions for 177 yards. And when talking to Spencer and Juice after the game, I asked them about that, and they said that they got together. Spencer felt it click for the first time this week. And he told Juice, he said, I'm going to get you the ball at about 15 times tonight. And again, but 12 different receivers caught the ball tonight for the Gamecocks. And again, South Carolina took the opening kickoff, went down, scored, and Tennessee quickly, within a minute, tied it up. But South Carolina put the pedal to the metal, and they never trailed after that second touchdown they got.
Hey, you're right there, Coach. And I like what somebody asked Rattler about what was going on after it got about 31. Gamecocks 35-31. He said they didn't think anything about it. They just went back out there and scored. They played with confidence and belief. And a big thing that Coach Shane Beamer said post-game, too, he said he went back and he said he watched the game that they had, I think, with Missouri, that Tennessee had with Missouri, and said Missouri punted 5 or 6 times in that game when they had 4th and 5 or less. And he made a decision this week in preparing for the game that they were not going to punt in those situations. They were going to be aggressive. They were going to get after it. And man, this team tonight, there were a lot of people that are probably crying in Las Vegas tonight that had the South Carolina Gamecocks as 21-point underdogs. Some people went broke tonight. Hey, you're absolutely right there, Coach. And how many times Gamecocks punted tonight? Was it about
punted
one time?
One time.
Yeah.
And so Coach Beamer said that was on a busted play to where I think they got the rush up the middle and sacked Rattler to kind of throw them off schedule. But South Carolina punted on their first possession of the third quarter. And that was the only time they punted all night.
I tell you what, hey, like we said, Coach, they played a tremendous ball game tonight and beat a good team that was at one time ranked number 5 in the country, but no longer now.
And coming down here, I'll be honest with you, Coach Tony told me that he had a good feeling about tonight. When I came down here tonight, last time I came down against Missouri, I had a bad feeling, but I did not feel as bad coming to tonight's game as I did for the Missouri game. But man, this team showed up. This is what people have been waiting all year to see. This Gamecock team, and in their final game at Williams-Brice Stadium on senior night, man, they put it all together and they showed the talent that they've got.
Hey, absolutely. Don't you know, after a performance like tonight there, Coach, what's it going to be like next Saturday about 12 noon over at Tiger Town?
Well, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to try to see if we can get some kind of weather delay, because South Carolina is 7-0 this year in games played at night. South Carolina is undefeated in games that Barry Toney has come with me to cover the Gamecocks dating back to the bowl game in Charlotte last year. So South Carolina is going to be on their own next week.
Yeah, I tell you what, I like what you did when you texted me. You said you had some credentials for me. You said, we're going to need all the help we can get. I guess I did what I could there, Coach.
I had to go bring the good luck charm with me tonight, though. But what a historical night, again, at Williams-Brice Stadium. Shane Beamer was talking about that he was talking to the guys at CBS, and maybe it did take place this day, but the last time they were here was the big boys from ESPN, that they were here. South Carolina was in 2010, beat Alabama that night. I think when Stephen Garcia had the huge game. This is the first time this crew has come back, and Beamer brought that up to the people this week from ESPN where they're here. We need to get them back some more, too.
I believe Greg McElroy, he was quarterback for Bama during that time period.
He was, and Stephen Garcia. So Stephen Garcia,
right,
we know, is out there somewhere. He's got to be proud of Spencer Rattler. And again, this was a huge night.
Absolutely.
And it was funny because Spencer Rattler and Juice Wells were asked about storming the field. They said, man, we ain't never seen anything like that before. And Rattler said, I was getting kind of nervous. People were coming up and touching me and all, though. But
and it wasn't just the Gamecocks either. There's several of the Tennessee players mentioned about that too, about people stormed the field on them, and that was the first time that occurred to them. And that gave them another slice of that humble pie. But it said they're going to use that as a means of motivation next time.
But Josh Van and one of the offensive linemen both had dreams this week. On Tuesday of this week, Josh Van had the dream that on his senior night, final game in Williams-Brice Stadium, that the Gamecocks would win the game and would storm the field. So what a historical, or what a storybook ending to these seniors that endured the terrible final seasons with Muschamp and all the things. These guys in their final game in Willie B. What a thing! That's a story they'll always remember.
Hey, like to be said for those gentlemen there, Coach. Hey, they stuck it out and they never gave up.
Shane Beamer mentioned again that it was his mother's birthday early. This was a birthday present. You can see we're about to blow away in the wind out here, though. And also that his daughter, for Christmas, wanted to get to storm the field. He said he knocked both those off. But when asked where was he or what was he doing there, he said, I was trying to find my kids. I couldn't find my kids when everybody stormed the field. And unfortunately, he never got a chance to speak to Josh Heupel after the game. Couldn't find him and said he would get in touch with him, though. But he mentioned how special this was tonight, not only for the coaches and players, but for the wives and the families of all the coaches who have to be in the schools and in the community. The coaches can go and lock themselves in the rooms and isolate, but all the family members with the grumbling fans and upset fans, that this was great that the wives and families of all these coaches got a chance to celebrate and enjoy the night.
Hey, you're right there, Coach. Hey, you know that pigskin, hey, this time of year, you never know what's going to take place. And tonight epitomizes that. The Gamecocks, big victors, not just 5, a few points. Hey, 63 minus 38, what is that, about 25 points? Yeah. They were 25-point favorites, while coming into the game, they were like 22.5 underdogs.
So, going into the game, we were sitting next to the scouts from the Sugar Bowl and also a couple of other bowls. Don't think we'll be going to the Sugar Bowl, but I think one of the projections had us going to Las Vegas to play UCLA. I think there might be a good chance that maybe a Florida trip, such as the Gator Bowl or one of those, with this win tonight. Right. But the bottom line is the Gamecocks are going to finish 3-3 in the conference, which is very good. They're going to finish above 500 right now. There's no way that they can have a losing season. And again, this season will be better than what last season turned out to be. What a good night.
Hey, absolutely. You can't hardly put it into words there, Coach Cox, unless you were here experiencing that. You just can't talk about it, man.
Thanksgiving came early. We even had turkey and dressing tonight.
That was good, too.
Yeah. Came early to Williams-Brice Stadium. We want to wish every one of you out there, I hope you and your family have a very happy Thanksgiving, and stop and think about what you're thankful for. I'm thankful for the good Lord. I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for friends. But hey, I sure am thankful for a good win tonight at Willie B.
Everybody show an attitude of gratitude.
All righty, it's time now to let the talking begin. Carolina and Clemson, 12 noon. Next Saturday. Let's roll the dice and see what happens.
Hey, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving and get ready for that Christmas season. It's right upon us.
Reporting for Cox Sports Broadcasting and Cox Sports Broadcasting and Lindy Sports. I am the coach, Dick Cox. He's Barry Tony. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Today, which y'all picked, and y'all couldn't have been more off. What a great night for our players, our coaches, our staff, our organization, our university, our state, the city of Columbia. What a night! I mean, I don't even know where to begin, but I've been saying it every week. Y'all think I'm crazy. We got a good football team, and we showed it tonight. And I get it. We played like crap last week. But one thing we talked about in our team meeting on Tuesday morning when we started this week is that good football teams have bad nights and bad stretches. And I get it. Missouri wasn't pretty, and the second half of the Vanderbilt game wasn't pretty, and last week wasn't pretty, but I told them the story back in last year. The LA Rams ended up winning the Super Bowl. Well, in mid-November, they went on like a 3-game losing streak and got the heck beat out of them by a division rival, the 49ers. And they came back and won the Super Bowl, though. In the Bucks, I think, won it in Heath or Tampa guy. 2020, Heath won the Bucks won the Super Bowl. 2020, the Bucks go in mid-November and get beat by the Saints like 38-3 in November. And all the talk on the outside is Brady can't win without Belichick and this, that, and the other. And sound like Coach Spurrier there, this, that, and the other. But they didn't listen to it. They just came back and they got better. The year before that, the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs had like a 3-game losing streak. And we played some bad and coached some bad football the last couple of weeks. But this group is freaking awesome, man. They come to work every single week and just get better. And that's what we did tonight. Certainly it was clicking. And just so happy for the seniors. We had a team meeting last night and some of the seniors spoke and it was really cool. I mean, Eric Douglas talked about, he had a dream this week. He said that we won the game, the fans stormed the field, and that's how he went out. Brad Johnson talked about he just has visions of the goalposts coming down after the game and things like that. And for those guys to not listen to anyone on the outside. We talked on Tuesday morning too, no disrespect, that you guys don't get to write the story of this football team. Like every single person in here, I think, thought they knew how this game was gonna go. Every person in here thought, well, we've seen this story before, how Carolina's gonna finish. It's a new Carolina, guys. You don't get to write the story. We write the story, and that's what we talked to our team about on Tuesday morning. They write the story of how this thing's going to finish. Everybody thinks they've seen this, read this book, seen this movie. They know how the chapter ends. Well, no, you don't, because I know what that team's about in that locker room, and so proud of them and so happy for them as well. So I don't know. I can keep going for hours. Y'all got questions?
Spencer, is this the kind of game you've been waiting on all year? And can you just talk about the game you had? And on top of that, you caught a pass and your quarterback said you should have scored on it too.
Yep, man, it's really, I can't even explain the feeling like we all have right now. This is a game we've all been waiting for. We knew, had a couple tough losses these past couple weeks, and we knew this game and obviously the next one can change the narrative of the program forever. And tonight, man, that was one of the best wins ever in college football history. And it was just, God is good. God is good.
Bill, Spencer, to carry on.
Up your nuts. That's all it is.
John?
Cam, as a defender, how much confidence does it give you guys to see the offense go out and put up points like they were able to do? Does that change y'all's game at all?
No, I mean, you can always say changes the game, you ain't got to play from down, a big play from trying to stay up and stuff like that. But I mean, if you come out, we're just trying to put the ball down every snap. So make sure we put the ball down. Shoot, it ain't gonna feel no different regardless. If you ain't putting the ball down, you can still have third downs, you missing and stuff like that. So you're not getting off the field. So just getting off the field, that makes it us happy.
For both of y'all, what kind of statement do you think y'all made tonight?
Me, I just want to solidify my name one last time when we beat. Make sure that everybody know what's about to happen, everybody know what's gonna happen. Simple as that.
I said we just stood on business tonight. A lot of people didn't expect us to come out with a dub, and we did that tonight. And I hope some people they realize what we got in that room, in that locker room. We got some special guys in there that stood on business tonight.
Anything else for these guys? Good. All right, thanks a wrap.
Jaheim, not only did you have multiple catches tonight, but talk about you had 17 carries for 82 yards as a running back tonight.
Just like Cam said, next man mentality. I never thought I'd be playing running back this season, getting as many carries at 17. So I just kind of, I just stepped up and filled the shoes of Marshawn being out, and I just had success with it.
Team on that last touchdown reception from Spencer, where he kind of ran one way, came back the other. I guess, what did you see from him on that play? How did that play kind of unfold?
Actually, that play really wasn't supposed to unfold like that. The play was supposed to be going to the right, and it kind of broke down. And I was supposed to be blocking up the edge, just making sure nothing come off the backside. And we just became football players. After that, it broke down, and he just found me down in the end zone, and we just made a big play.
Cam, I see you shaking your head. What was your reaction watching that from the sideline?
Boy, it's special. Just special really seeing them boys like play to their full potential, being able to just play free, just play and have fun.
Go ahead, Henry.
Cam,
For 65 yards, just full circle for you after the Tennessee game in 2020. How good did tonight feel for you personally?
Just not even putting that in there, like none of those stats in there. Just the atmosphere, just seeing like how we came through and fought through adversity and just coming through as a team, like making sure that we got this win.
Yeah, I guess for both of you, we heard a little bit from Josh Van saying that he had a dream, that you guys were going to storm the field and things like that. Just what do you remember about? I don't know if he told you guys that, but just what are your thoughts on that? I guess kind of becoming reality for you guys tonight.